I'd like to start out just by welcoming everybody to the comedy club formerly known as Western Sizzler. You guys noticed that on the way in. My name is Paul Williams, as they said. As Matt just said, this is my first time doing this, so I do want to I just want to give the disclaimer that I might just get up here and fumble around for a few minutes and then finish before I really get started. Just like prom night. My wife is in the back going, just like last night. Sorry, babe, it is what it is. All right, I got my Lucky Living Color shirt on. And I got my pocket square. That's kind of like my signature thing. I always wear a pocket square. A lot of people think it's my attempt to be like dapper, but it's really like an anglerfish strategy to distract from my gut. Just look over here. Hopefully it worked. Hopefully it worked. All right. Anybody from Summit here? Nope. Anybody from Irvington? I didn't think so. That's not a show. Anybody from Maplewood? All right, I live in Maplewood. I love Maplewood. One of the things I like about it, it's a very inclusive place. Like pretty much anybody is welcome in Maplewood, except one group of people, and I'm halfway, almost, kind of, sort of tempted to feel sorry for them, kind of, and that's Trump supporter. You know, it seems like to me like being a Trump supporter in Maplewood is probably like it was to have been gay in the '60s. Like you can't just come out with it, right? You just gotta, you can live your life. You don't need to be in denial, but you just can't come out with it. And if people around you, they might like pick up on the context clues and start like whispering in the background, like, have you ever noticed that the Andersons have never put up a hate doesn't live here sign? Maybe hate does live here. Like, next thing you know, they're like waiting to see if your nanny is wearing a red bonnet and coming up pregnant. So, you know, that's that. I feel kind of bad for them. I feel pretty bad for them. The funny thing about it is, like, I gotta imagine it'd be like a little bit lonely because like even though Maplewood is diverse, as a black person, when I see another black person on the street in Maplewood, I don't know, I get a little bit shocked. I kind of freeze, like I just saw a bunny in the front yard. Don't make it run away. And then I walk up to it real slowly, and then I give it the nod. If you don't know, everybody know what the nod is? Yeah. Okay, if you don't know what the nod is, you might be a Trump supporter. So, give them the nod. And what I wonder is, I figure that conservatives around Maplewood must have something that's similar to the nod, but it's probably not the nod. I figure it's probably something like they just tap their wallet and just keep it. So it's kind of wild. Now, the funny thing about it is, I'm from Indiana. I'm not from Jersey. I'm from Indiana. And Indiana is a pretty conservative place. And I'm not from Gary. I'm from real Indiana, like mullets, IROCs, fried Twinkies, fucking John Cougar Mellencamp. John Cougar, not Mellencamp. Like, that's something I don't understand. Like, this guy was John Cougar, then he went easy listening. He tried to change it back to Mellencamp, which is total bullshit. Muhammad Ali never went back to Cassius Clay, so don't go back to Mellencamp. So anyway, like, I'm from that Indiana. And what I would say is it's a conservative place, but it's actually a very open-minded conservatism. So, for example, in Indiana, if somebody decides they don't like a thing, they actually have spent a lot of time thinking about it. First of all, there's not that much else to do, but they have thought about it. And the thing about it is, like, they might be highly misinformed. They got all their facts from Fox News. They pronounce fajitas, vaginas, but they have thought about it and decided they don't like that. On the flip side, I think this area has a very, like, almost like a closed-minded liberalism. You know what I mean? Like, we're like a conservative. We're actually very conservative. We're just conservative about liberal shit. You see what I mean? So I think that's so I feel bad because there's probably people that have like legit conservative thoughts here, but they're almost like afraid to state them. Like, have you ever taken one of those quizzes where it tells you like, what? My mouth is super dry. Has anyone drink out of that? So, like, anybody ever take one of those quizzes where it's like, what politician do your beliefs align with? And you take that shit and it comes back Ted Cruz. And you just close that browser. And you got busted looking at porn like, whoop. Actually, it's funny. My wife is actually like a repressed Republican. I have to bust her out. But she'll say shit like, I'm a Bernie supporter, but people would do so much better if they just worked harder and had fewer kids. Then I remind her that we have 4 kids. whatever. But you know, it's funny. I have 4 daughters, and when you have shout out to the ladies. Yep. And you know what's funny, when you have all girls, people feel very comfortable to project their own sexism on you. Like they'll be like, "You were trying for that boy, weren't you?" And I'll be like, "No, motherfucker, I'm just like irresponsible." Which is actually not true. I was actually not very irresponsible. I was so proud of myself. We planned for 3 kids. We had 3 kids. 2 weeks later, I'm at the doctor getting the snip. Like, bam, I did good. We planned well. Then I learned that we were in the 1% of botched vasectomies. Every time we have sex, I'm just going, bam, just spraying it out like Hakuna Matata. No worries, we're good. And I'm confident I'm shooting blanks, and it turns out I'm the Brandon Lee of baby making. And to make matters worse, our first 3 daughters are very well-behaved, mannerable young ladies. Our 4th daughter is fucking female Tupac. She came out the womb flipping the bird. She's like, "Cut this cord and get me out this bitch." She just walks around the house grunting like, "Change my diaper, motherfucker." It's the worst. Like, I have this image that, like, when she was in sperm, so she was like in my tubes just spinning around, and then she got to the end of this block Vas Deferin, right? And then she just mashed the gas like the Dukes of Hazzard and was like, "I'm going this way." And then she's like up in the air, she honked the horn like, and she would leave. Yeah, so that's how she got here. At least which is the General Lee. You guys ever think about this shit? In the 80s, there was a whole generation of kids who gathered around their TV every Friday to cheer for a car named the General fucking Lee. Even my black ass. But number 1 on my list for Christmas one year was a remote control General Lee. And my mom bought it for me. And now look at that now, like, "Mom, what the fuck?" Why would you do that? That's crazy. I gotta check my social media. Alright, speaking of 80s TV shows, when the lottery gets big, every time the lottery is big, I go buy a ticket, and I just have this daydream that I would not quit my job. Instead of quitting my job, I'll become like a corporate mercenary, like the A-Team. And I like just put little cards around on the break room, and if somebody had a problem, something they didn't want to say because they didn't want to get fired, they could just call me and I would bust in. Like, what's that dude from the A-Team's name? Hannibal. Hannibal. I bust in like Hannibal with my gloves and my cigar, and I would come in the room and I'd be like, "Damn it, Jim. Stop repeating her point, you credit stealer." You know what I mean? Like, spinning her shit. Like, "Nancy, stop replying all." I'd be like, "Tom, stop speaking slang to DeMarcus. You grew up in Livingston." Just say stuff like that, you know, and then I'd walk away like, I love it when a plan comes together. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. This is a little bit off topic, but you know what I've been thinking about a lot? You haven't seen any pictures of Bill Cosby since he went to jail. You think about that? What is he doing in jail? You always hear, like, if you go to jail and you're a sexual predator, they're going to get you. So I figure Bill Cosby's in jail just like lifting weights. He's going to come out fucking swole like this. He'll be like, have a tattoo on his face. And he'll just be like, in this case, like 17. And he'll be like, "Who's eating the pudding pop now?" It'll just be crazy. All right, this is my last joke and then I'm out. Okay, so and this is actually a true story. So I had a friend who decided he wanted to use a hookup site. The problem is he was already married. So he's like, he wrote a profile and he's like, "I'm not going to put my face on it. I'm going to put a dick pic." And it actually worked. So he's like doing his thing. After a few weeks, his wife's friend comes. His wife's friend told the wife that she saw her husband on this site. The wife confronts him. He denies it. It wasn't me. Denies it. And then the wife is like, "That's our bookshelf in the background." It's like, wow. So then the wife is like, "I got you." So she was mad. She was pissed off. She wanted to get him back. And she also decided it was an opportune time for her to come clean. So she's like, "You know what? I'm going to tell you something that's going to make you pissed and proud at the same time." He said, "What?" She said, "You have the biggest, nicest dick amongst all your friends." Yeah, so he was pissed, but he was also proud. And he decided it was time to get her back as well and come clean. So he said, "I have a question, and it's only going to make you pissed." She said, "What?" He said, "How did your friend know that was my dick?" Thank you very much.